My name is Nick Sinclair and I'm the Progression Team Manager here. One of our member volunteers came to me a while ago and he was interested in recording a song, and he was also interested in whether this song could be recorded to make money for Crisis. We also have a mentoring program here where we match our members or our member volunteers with people from the community who can help them to achieve their goals. So we recruited one guy who had a big background in music and creative performance and that sort of thing, and we trained him in our mentoring scheme, and then he started to work with this member volunteer in creating the Christmas song, and they've been doing that for about a year now, and the idea is that at the end of this year the song will be released as a Christmas single. Well, we can give a certain level of support here for members or member volunteers who are interested in achieving certain goals, but sometimes people have very specific goals that require certain specialisms that we can't provide here from our staff team. So that's why we rely quite heavily on volunteers from the community who have those backgrounds, who've worked in those fields, who have the contacts to come in and work with our members, because they can help them to, I guess, achieve that goal in a more streamlined and constructive way. But at the same time, those people are trained as well, so we go through the usual stuff about, what makes a good listener, what makes a good communicator, why it's important to have certain boundaries and these sorts of things. And that's a whole day's training session. And then after that, the mentor is trained as someone who, essentially represents Crisis, and can help the member or the member volunteer to start to work on their project. We'll still have a relationship with the member volunteer throughout that, and the idea being that it's a two-pronged support really. So we've got support here from Crisis and also support out in the community, where the mentor can meet outside of the centre as well, which is something we can't really do here. We're restricted to working in the centre. The idea that the mentor can bring to it is that they can go out and into the community and to see all the things that we can't necessarily provide here. We have a mentoring program here which matches our members with mentors who are volunteers from the community. Now, these mentors have specialist skills in lots of different areas, and we find a mentor to match our members' goals. So sometimes members come to us and they're very keen on working in a specific industry, or they're very keen to pursue a certain goal. And our aim with the mentoring program is to add an extra value to our service by finding, recruiting, training and matching a mentor with one of our members, and then they can meet together to pursue that goal, as well as getting support here from Crisis. I'd really hope that people just enjoy the song in the first instance. I think it's a really fun Christmas song. I think it's something people can enjoy at Christmas time, they can play in the house, and I hope that it takes off in that respect. But obviously it's linked with our work, very much so. It's bringing in money for the organisation. If people download it, it'll raise money for us, and we very much rely on donations from the general public. Most of our funding comes from individual donors and people who are interested in our work and who would like to see us do more of what we do and carry on doing what we do. The second aspect, I think, is to raise awareness of Crisis, and off the back of that, raise awareness of the situation of homelessness in the UK, and for people to take an interest in that, and also an interest in how they can respond in their local communities, whether that be with Crisis or any other organisation. Crisis work nationally in London, Newcastle, in Birmingham, Oxford, Edinburgh, Merseyside, and we're expanding all the time. But what I would like for people to do is just to find out about homelessness, find out what it means, speak to people who might have experienced things, go and volunteer at your local homeless support organisations, or just give some money, because it all really does count and it goes a long way. And I think if this song can do anything to help people do anything to draw people's attention to this issue in the UK, then I think that's a fantastic achievement just in its own. But like I say, just want people to enjoy it, want people to download it, obviously bring in some money for the organisation, but also just to raise awareness of the situation of homelessness in the UK. So I think this project is particularly important because, for a start, it's been run by volunteers. It's been created by a volunteer and it's been supported by another volunteer who have basically worked tirelessly to make the project come to life. And I've actually ended up with a very, very good piece of work, a really nice song, a really good Christmas song. And I think it's important because people will be able to enjoy the song in the first instance. Perhaps more importantly for us, it'll really help to raise our profile. Crisis is, does a lot of good work at Christmas time. I think to have a Christmas song to go alongside it would be a really interesting concept. Hopefully it can raise some money for the organisation through downloads and through other sales, but also in the grander scheme, it just draws people's attention to the work of Crisis and to the issue of homelessness in the UK. And I think ultimately that's the most important thing, that people become aware of what homelessness means, what it really looks like, and also how they can do something to help this situation that is actually increasing in the UK at the moment.